This is Shadowoftheclosses, and these are some of the biggest bosses I've ever seen, and there's 16 of them. This is the first one, and as you can see, it's quite big, but it's not even the biggest one, and the only way to hurt these bosses is by climbing on and getting to a certain point that highlights where I have to stab to kill it. But you have to be careful because you have stamina that runs out very quickly. Keep stabbing it. Oh! One more. Come on! Eat some my sword, mate. Yes! And this is the second boss fight, and for me to get on top, I need to shoot it and stand next to it, so then when it lifts its feet, I can shoot the green highlighted spot, and then it should fall, so I can run round to the side and climb on it. But this happened as I climbed on top. Whoa. What's it doing? Glitching down its body. And this boss has two weak points, one on its back and one on its head, and you have to stab half of its health on its back and half of its health on its head. Have some of that! Come on, man! Yeah! Go on, boy! This is the third boss, and it's the biggest boss I've ever versed for now. And for me to get onto it, I had to get it to hit this concrete floor so some armour would fall off. Then I had to get it to hit the floor so its weapon would stick into the ground so I could climb on it. And then this boss had two weak points as well, one on its belly and one on its head. But as I was climbing to its head, I started to run out of stamina, and it got really close to me falling to my death. Oh no, I'm gonna fall off. Climb! Oh my days! That was so close. Come on. Mate, stop shit. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Please let me back up, Stop! Oh, Jesus, no. Mate, I'm gonna fall. Don't fall. God. Mate, will you stop? Oh, how am I gonna get back up there, man? The stamina's running out and everything. Come on. We're up there. One shot. Boom! Oh, it won't. I missed. Wasn't even flipping all the way. Come on. Have that! Yeah! This is the next boss, and what I had to do to get on top to the weak points, I had to shoot it and get it to chase me into this bunker so I could get around it to climb on top. And this only had one weak point on its head. Oh mate, stop shaking. Come on. What are you doing? Bam! Yes! This is a flying boss, and it made it a struggle to get on top of it, but once I was on top where I could grab on, this boss had 3 weak points, 2 on each of the wings and 1 on a tail. Boom! One more shot. Have some of that! This boss is that big, I couldn't even fit it all on my screen, and I thought it was quite funny with its massive beard that I actually had to grab onto, but I had to try hide so it would kneel down and then I could run and jump onto it. But this boss has 2 weak points, one on its head and one on its back, but I didn't find this boss that hard because it has a lot of fur to grab onto. Come on, we should be able to get another one in. No, we can't. Mate, if I fall off now, I'm not going to be happy. Quick. Bam! Oh, come on, we should be able to get one more in. Come on! This is a giant water snake, and this is where things start to get tricky because it has 3 electric spikes on its back, but if you get close you get electrocuted. There is 3 weak points behind the spikes, so you can get rid of the electric, but you have to time it right when it's out the water, and it's not out the water for long. When you get rid of all 3 electric spikes, there is another weak point on its head where you have to get to kill it. Mate, don't you dare swim down now. Come on. Oh no! Just let me one-shot you. Boom! Come on, look at the state of its health, mate. Should have just killed it. Yes! That was close. Come on! This was a bit of a weird boss, because I had to get it to climb up the wall so I could get to its weak point on its belly, so then I could knock it back to the ground so it lands on its back, so I could climb on its belly and stab the weak point, and I had to do that twice over. Now this boss was hard. It shoots this thing at you and it was a struggle to dodge. No! I knew you were gonna have me. What? Are you mad, man? I knew it were gonna do it again. What? This is a joke, man. Even for me to hurt it, I had to get it to walk over these air holes in the ground so that its feet would come off the ground, so I could shoot these green points on its feet so it would roll over, and then I could climb on it and get onto the one weak point on its head. But when I finally got on top, it throws me off, so I had to go through it all again. You sucker! This boss is definitely the hardest that I've versed so far. Not the biggest, the hardest. Come on, one shot. Stop shaking. Stop shaking, you mother sucker. Come on! Finally! Yes! This was another hard boss. It's a sand snake, and if you get too close, it buries you in sand. But I'm not gonna lie. Move! Move! Is that me dead? Are you mad? So I had to rethink of how to get on top. So I jumped on my horse and made it chase me and made it run into the wall so it would knock it out, so I could climb on top and get to the one weak point. I had to do that twice. Yes. Right in its goddamn eye. Have some of that. Damn it. 2 more. One shot, one shot. Yes! Come on! This boss was a struggle because it's fully covered in armour, so I had to get it to run into a stone with fire on top so a stick would fall out, so I could pick up it and scare it and make it fall off the side, and it'd break the armour on its back, so then I could climb on top to the one weak point. But this boss was ruthless because it never stays still for me to get an hit on it. I'm gonna get another one in before we have to fall off. We're gonna fall off, we're gonna fall off. Stay still. Yes! Come on, it's pretty much one shot now. Yes! Yes! Wow, mate! He took so long! This boss was hard to figure out where the weak point is, but how I had to get to it is by trying to get it to kneel down so I could jump onto its face, so I could hit the stones on its head to direct it to one of these podiums, so I could jump on top to hide behind one of the stones until it lifted its arms up, and then I could run and jump onto its belly to get to the weak point, and I had to do that twice. A bad idea for you. Come here. Watch. Should have some of that? Wow. These bosses are getting harder and harder as it goes on. This boss is absolutely massive and I had to be on my horse to keep up with it. But how I had to get it down is by popping the 3 balloon things, and it gets close to the floor and it puts its wings down so I could jump on them. This boss has 4 weak points and they're under these flaps under its back, but after every time I stab one it goes under the sand, so I had to climb on it 4 times, but I'll just show you me doing it twice. Yes, last shot. BAM! Come on! This is another full armoured boss, and this one was fast, so how I had to get rid of the armour off its back is by getting it to crash into these columns so that the columns are crashing to one another, and then on the last column it crash into this wall and the wall breaks down, so then I could run round and climb up this bit of wall, and then there's a boulder at top, so then I had to get it to crash into the wall so the boulder would fall onto its back and break the armour, and then I just had to get onto the weak point. Yes! This boss looks like a giant gorilla, and it was a struggle to climb on because I had to get it to stamp on this bit of floor so the floor would lift up, and then I could run up it and jump onto the ledge, and then I had to get it to hit this wall so the wall would break, and then I could climb up the bit of wall and then climb up to the top and then run across the bridge and jump onto its head. And this boss had 2 weak points, one on its head and one in its hand, and how I had to get to the one on its hand is by I had to stab the weak point behind its arm so it dropped its weapon, and I had to get it to hit the floor so I could jump into its hand. Yes! Come on, finally. Big shot in its hand. Boom! You better go down, boy! Come on! This boss is the biggest boss I've ever versed. Its head's in the clouds and it was hard. It killed me a few times. Get up, get up, get up. No. What? Are you taking the mic? No. Mate, how has it killed me and I ain't even there yet? What? And again. Are you absolutely mad? When I actually managed to climb onto it, it was hard to get to the main weak point. I had to stab a weak point in its back so it would move its hand round so I could jump onto it, and then I had to run up its arm and stab another weak point so it would bring its other hand over so I could jump onto that and shoot its shoulder, so then I could run over to its head and stab the main weak point. Come on. Oh, you taking the mic? It's literally one shot. Have you seen its health? You better stay still right now, mate, because if I lose my grip, I am gonna go mad. Yes! Come on! Finally! After defeating all the bosses, at the end, you end up becoming one. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click here where I verse some other hard bosses.